It is that time. It's the Straight Talk Podcast. I'm Fella. This is Rev not here today. Okay, so we got a little backstory on where Rev is right now. We're gonna explain it. Go ahead, cue the video. We're gonna just watch, and then I'll be back on the other side. No matter what the comp is.
Anyway, moving on. Petty Betty.
That's cap.
Petty Betty is gonna be my ass when I quit this show. It's gonna be Straight Talk with Fella because I'm leaving his ass. I'm starting my own. Feel free to subscribe to me because I'm about to do my own production. I can't deal with this BS no more. I told some of y'all I was gonna slap him. I'm still thinking about it now. He done rejuvenated that urge to do so because I was gonna let him slide, but
I love you too, man. Yeah, so, hey, he said it, not me. So go ahead, bring him on. Justin, we got Justin here today. Go ahead. Come on, Justin, come on.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead,
Yes, sir.
Justin. Yes, sir.
Repping one time for all the real Lakers fans out here. Y'all know how I do it.
Okay, so this is the Straight Talk Podcast with Fella and Justo. How you doing today, Justo?
I'm doing good, man. I'm feeling like a champ. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing okay.
Good to hear.
I see you feeling like a champ. I think I know why you feeling like a champ. I ain't quite feeling like a champ, even though I got 3 in the last 5 years. So we're gonna get the show started with question of the day. As always, this is a segment of the podcast where I ask my fella here, Justo, a question and I grade him on that answer. Okay. And my grades are completely subjective, so please don't be upset if you get an F.
Hey, I'm going to stand on mine. Just know that.
Okay? So this is a sworn Lakers lover. Okay? So I got a little trivia question for you. See how well you know your Lakers.
All right, let's see how this goes.
Let me pull up the podcast real quick. Get this together. Okay. So the question is, on December 8th, in 2011, okay, there was a very infamous trade between the Lakers and the New Orleans Hornets at the time.
Hornets at the time.
Okay, so in this trade, obviously they traded for the Lakers. Were able to receive Chris Paul. Exactly. Okay. But what many people may not know is that there was a third team on this trade, okay? Who was the infamous third team on the infamous trade between the Portland? I'm sorry, I keep saying Portland. I want to say Pelicans, New Orleans Hornets, and the Lakers back in 2011. Tell me, do you know the question of the day?
That is a good question. I ain't gonna lie to you. For some reason, I feel like it might be the Mavericks, but I think that's because we tried to ship LO to the Mavericks.
Okay, so
I could be wrong though.
You going with the Mavericks?
I'm gonna go with the Mavericks right now. It might be another West Coast team, but that's what I'm going with.
That's your final answer?
That's my final answer. I'm gonna rock with that.
Okay, final answer. So the grade is an F.
Man.
It's an F because it wasn't the Dallas Mavericks. It was close, I guess. It was the Houston Rockets.
Okay.
Houston Rockets was the third team in that trade. So obviously you're not as big as fans as what you think.
Hey, I know we won 2 rings before that. That's what matters.
True. Okay. So we won 3 since.
Yeah, KD.
Okay. But anyway, yeah, that's the question of the day. And also I forgot to mention, this is my bad, forgot to also bring up, we got another guest on the show today.
Got another guest.
And that is a fellow friend of ours, St. Louis native, of course. His name is Valden. How you doing today? So wait.
Don't worry, I'm gonna bring it out.
We go.
Let's get this out the way. Are you a Lakers fan or are you a LeBron? What's the tension between you guys right now? Y'all friendly now?
Right now we came to an understanding. Like, you know,
mutual. I think
we needed you, you needed us, kind of thing.
Yeah.
We here, we good.
Okay.
We got it.
Okay. All right. I mean, hey, you gotta ask these things.
Just to clear up for everybody out there, I'm a diehard Lakers fan. You know, 17 rings to look for a win. You know.
Okay. So yeah, that is the show. Somebody said Valden doesn't have any audio. You good? Okay. We're good. Hopefully, can you hear Valden now?
Do you hear me now?
Should be good. All right. Thank you, Jed. Appreciate you coming through. But yeah, let's go ahead and get the show on the road. We have it's just guest galore today.
Yeah.
So we actually also have 2 people calling in on the phone.
2?
2 of them.
Okay.
2 of them things. This is a Straight Talk podcast first.
Okay. We setting records out here.
We setting
changing
records
history
out here, baby. You know what I'm saying? So we got them on the phone right here. Let's see if they can hear us and we can hear them. Hello, is this Antonio? Hello?
What's going on?
What's up, man? We on the Straight Talk podcast. This is Antonio.
What's going on?
Go ahead and speak to the people. This is Antonio and Taj. Go ahead and speak to them.
What's up, Straight Talk?
All right.
How y'all doing?
Hey, keep it short and sweet. I love it. Okay, so we just got a couple questions. Well, first of all, introduce yourselves. Go ahead and tell us what you here for the podcast for, who y'all want to talk about, what y'all talking, what's going on?
What's up? I'm Taj. I'm from St. Louis, studying communication in Mizzou, and I'm here to talk about playoffs. Yeah.
Playoffs, okay. I mean, the playoffs is over. Lakers done won a championship, so are you happy about that? Are you mad? What's up?
Man, I ain't hating.
That's what I hate to see right there.
Oh, man, I ain't hating, bud.
I'm Antonio. I'm a communication major. I'm from St. Louis. Also, I go to Mizzou. You know, I ain't hating, but you know, I would have rather seen the Clippers win, but you know, we gonna get to that.
Okay. You rather see the Clippers win? I
Wrong
understand
LA
that.
team.
I picked the Clippers. I felt wrong. They took an L. You know what I'm saying? So
That's what I'm saying.
we
I
understand.
didn't see the Lakers and the Clippers play each other.
I did. I think
did
we all.
too.
Everybody wanted to see
Everybody
the
can agree on
Clippers.
that. We wanted to see that happen.
Yeah.
I want to see
and
them not
we were
blow 3-1
disappointed
lead, but you know,
in
that's
pandemic
just
peace. Okay.
Man, very disappointing.
So this,
oh my God.
just got a question for you guys. So now that he's won the championship, his 4th, as Valdin would tell you, where does he rank on y'all's all-time player list? Like, where would you put him now? Is he with Jordan? Is he neck and neck with Jordan yet to anybody?
I think it's perfect. You know, Jordan got 6. We got 5.
That's funny.
2-1.
Okay.
That's how I put him.
Okay, so you got Kobe at number 2?
That's funny.
Yeah, I ain't gonna fake it. I'm a Magic Johnson fan, so I ain't gonna fake it. Brian might be my 4.
That's
Okay.
crazy.
That's
Yeah,
I can understand that.
Magic. Yeah, he was doing that.
okay. All right. Hey, Taj, what about you?
Nah, that's my 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Okay. All
I'm
right.
good. I don't need a 4.
That's fair. All right, and then another thing is, do you see, as far as his Lakers dynasty, do y'all feel like they're going to be? How long do you feel like they're going to last? With how long can LeBron hold up and be a dominant figure and be able to lead this team to the championship?
I don't know. I feel like he's still in good condition, good health. I feel like he ain't really took no really real declines that people should be worried about. So I feel like he got at least 4 more years he can be, an asset to the team. I don't know about championship. I still don't, don't want to see him win no more championship. But he definitely can still survive in the league. I want to see him play with Bronny, so that's what I'm hoping for.
Okay, that's why he's saying 4 years. I think everybody want to see.
I'm trying to see him play with Bronny at least 1 year.
Everybody want to see him play with Bronny.
I would like to see him play with Bronny too. He is good. His health good. I wouldn't count him out. But I will say they probably need a 3rd piece if they're going to keep going strong in the West. Definitely.
That's interesting that you say that. This is a segue to my 3rd question. All right, is anybody believers in Bradley Beal going to the Lakers?
Hey, it sounds
The Clippers. So are you a Clippers fan at this point?
Brad Beal with the Lakers, bro. That'll be AD and Bron. That'll definitely be a championship team.
Well, I mean, that would be pretty nasty. It would be pretty
That's all
hard.
they need. They'll get rid of Kuzma, and Brad Beal will do more than Kuzma job plus more.
Okay. All right. I mean, yeah. I feel like if they get Bradley Beal, that's gonna be pretty much wraps on at least another
Definitely a
championship.
championship team.
Yeah, I agree with that. It just depends on who they can fill the team out with veterans minimum.
They keep their shooters for real. They'll probably be good. They can keep their bigs. At least one of them, JaVale Dwight. I feel like that's the AD. They'll be good.
Yeah, they would be. I mean, that's another pretty much big 3. So you can fill out your team with Juwan Howard and
basically.
But that's all I had to ask you guys. I appreciate y'all coming on the show. Please check us out. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Do all that stuff. I appreciate you guys.
For sure, you appreciate for having me.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you guys.
Thank you. You have a good one.
Yep. All right. First time. Had a phone-in conversation on Straight Talk Podcast. What y'all think
Went
about
good.
that?
I think it went good. I mean, other than the guy kind of sounded like a Clippers fan, you know.
What you think about what they had to say though? Like,
I would say he almost threw me off with saying LeBron gonna be in the league for 4 years, but he just said some type of asset. I can understand that.
I don't think LeBron can be a 40-year-old champion.
To some extent, yeah, but I don't know how, like, at the level he's playing right now, I don't think he can keep that up for another 4 years.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Like, for 4 years, I can see LeBron being the centerpiece, like, even 1 or 2, because him and AD, they kind of going back and forth on who really is the best. So I can see LeBron being the 1 or 2 for, like, the first 2 years. But after that second year, I don't know if he's going to be able to be your second best player and you winning a ring with that. Like, because LeBron, his mental ain't going to go nowhere. His mental way he see the game, that's still going to be up there. So he can still be your number 3. But trying to lead your team as a 1 or 2, I can't see that for 4 years.
Okay. I mean, if anybody can do it, it's LeBron.
Now, I'll say this real quick. Now, he might not be, like, a top scoring option, but with his IQ, like you already said, and his passing ability, he could still be, like, a 6-8 point guard for you. Because you're not really going to take the ball from him. All you got to do is turn his hip, and, you know, you're stuck.
So y'all think in order for them to be a championship, a dynasty, you know, 3 or 4 years or more, somewhere in there,
somewhere around there.
they're going to need to get somebody else.
Which
is probable, honestly. Like, they're probably going to be able to pull a Brad Beal or a free agent.
I would hope so. I would definitely hope so.
Rob Pelinka making moves, don't worry.
By KCP.
Well, I mean, hey, KCP did his thing. I think you should be saying about Kuzma, because he definitely gone. He got to go.
I'm a Kuzma fan, but Kuz, you disappointed me this year. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm a fan,
well,
but you hurt my heart this year.
You might as well wrap that fandomship up, because he is not playing for the Lakers next year.
I can see that happening.
Guaranteed. They're going to keep KCP.
I can see them keeping KCP.
Because he definitely did step up. I forgot the other question. I forgot to ask them this. So, do you have the clip? Okay, so there was a clip. You guys probably won't be able to hear it. But go ahead and play the clip, so let them hear it, and then I'll explain it to them.
The issue with this, and I meant to touch on it last week when you asked me your question of the day. My only issue with this championship and this year's playoffs is that LeBron did benefit from another cakewalk. Now, hear me out. Only in the sense that, no, hear me out. He dodged the bullet on the biggest teams everybody was expecting him to have to go through.
I'm trying to think of the word. Did he get lucky with being blessed with yet another cakewalk? I'm asking y'all this question because that's what Romero said, Rev said. I ain't say this. This ain't got nothing to do with my beliefs.
You want to go first?
I'll let the LeBron fans take it first. Let's see how they go.
They always do this for LeBron. Every time he get a ring, it's an asterisk. It's a stipulation. This is something that it don't count for real for LeBron to win his ring. This year, I want to pull up some clips too, but I ain't got none. They said that the Trailblazers was supposed to be the best 8th seed of all time. That if they won the first game, they was going to get swept. If the Lakers didn't come out and show the Trailblazers what was going to happen, Damian Lillard was going to light them up for 40, 50, 40, 50, 50, 60. That's what they said was supposed to happen. Lakers in 5. Then we came to the Rockets. Oh, man, the Rockets just going to outrun the Lakers. There's nothing they can do. The Lakers can't shoot threes. The Lakers ain't going to be able to defend the 3. They going to just lose in 5.
That was capped from the beginning.
Yeah.
Lakers in 5. The Nuggets, oh man, these guys are young guns. They just beat the Clippers. They came back from 2 3-1 deficits. They are ready. They are playoff vets now. They are ready to whoop these Lakers. Lakers in 5. The Miami Heat, I ain't gonna lie, people wasn't having the Heat winning that many games. They kind of had the Lakers already secured in that bag. But then when they won Game 5, when the Heat won Game 5 off of I ain't gonna talk about the shot, man. After the Heat won Game 5, it was like, it's not looking good for the Lakers. They done lost in the Kobe jerseys. They better not lose Game 6 or Game... Lakers in 6. Ooh. Stop playing with them. It's not a cakewalk. LeBron just make it look easy.
Ooh. And I tend to agree with him. Honestly, I tend to agree.
I can see it.
I tend to agree because my thing is about the whole thing is like what I feel like if every you can say that about every team that wins the championship if they don't go to 7 games. He went 6 games in the finals. So was it a cakewalk for like Jordan when he was only going 6 games?
No,
Jordan never won a championship in Game 7. He never went to Game 7.
I think some of the arguments that have come for like the cakewalk talk, it would be something like Damian Lillard got hurt, Zach Collins got hurt. You know, just so many different injuries that happened. We didn't have to play the Clippers, which ain't our fault. That's the Clippers' fault.
To Rev's defense, he was saying it's not Bron's fault, but he just felt like it was another cakewalk. I don't really agree with it because it's like, what?
I don't think.
How do you define a cakewalk? Every team, you get the teams because either they won their previous series before then, or just based off seeding. So it's not your fault. And then what he ended on is LeBron is just that good, and I think that's what it is. Honestly, LeBron is just that dominant. He makes good teams who were good in the rest of the series. He just makes them. And obviously not just LeBron, but. Because AD ball too, and all the Lakers were doing really good. But as far as LeBron having a cakewalk, no, I just think the team was just that much better, and it's because it has a lot to do with LeBron. I
do think it has a lot to do with LeBron, and also I kind of give Frank Vogel some credit. I don't think a lot of people would, but like our defensive rotations, like if you just look at last year compared to this year, our defensive rotations are crazy.
Who was your coach last year?
It's a good question. Somebody that wasn't really important.
Was it Luke Walton?
Was it Luke Walton?
Yeah, it was Luke Walton. He with the Kings now.
Ages ago.
I mean, listen, Luke, you got 2 rings with us, so we cool on that end. But as a coach, man, you wasn't doing it.
He got what 2 with us too?
Yeah, he got 2 with y'all too.
Yeah.
Sorry, Luke.
He got as many rings as LeBron.
You know, his career was going down the hole once he went to Sacramento. Everything just goes down bad. I had one more question as far as now we're going to start looking forward to next season, okay? Who do we think, or who do y'all think as well as me? I'm going to give my input. I mean, I think y'all know my answer. Who do y'all think are the biggest contenders? Well, I have a couple more that I wanted to talk about. So, but who do y'all think are going to be some contenders for the 2021 season, next season?
I feel like the Lakers, feel like we're in a good position to repeat. But at the same time, you got the Warriors who do have a good team again. Yeah, I kind of got like, in a way, I feel like y'all got a version of y'all 2015 team with Andrew Wiggins being a souped-up Harrison Barnes.
Yeah, he's way better than Harrison Barnes.
If I know Giannis just talked about Giannis going to the Heat. If they get Giannis,
that's gonna be
with some of their still like key players around there, that's gonna be a problem in the East.
Be a real big problem.
It's gonna be a real problem in the East.
What about you, Val?
Yeah, I most definitely like the Warriors. I feel like a lot of people are like, they sleeping on the Warriors because it's like you ain't seen Steph in like a year now. You ain't seen Clay in like a year now. So y'all thinking that these other players, these Duncan Robinsons, these Trae Youngs, they gonna be better than Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. And when they come back into the league next year, I got Steph Curry on MVP watch. I'm not gonna hold y'all because he gonna have a lot to prove to all these new young dogs that think they can shoot. But also, don't sleep on the Mavs. I like to call the Mavs the baby Lakers because they got the Luka trying to be like LeBron. They got the Porzingis wanting to be like the AD, and then they got a whole bunch of shooters and defenders that surrounded them. And I like the Mavs, and I'm telling you, if the Mavs wasn't injured, they would have been talking about we didn't get to see the Clippers a lot earlier than just the second round.
I think that's cap, but I think in the future, Luka Doncic is already MVP candidate. I think he's already on pace to be probably the top 2 next best players in the world, in my opinion.
I can see it.
Porzingis got to stay healthy. I like that you said Dallas, but I want you guys to be on the lookout. First of all, nobody said the Nets.
I was just about to go back to them.
So I think in the East, even if Giannis goes to Miami, I think the Nets are still going to be the favorite.
I think it depends on who they surround them with.
In Miami?
With the Nets.
If they
keep their current team, they're pretty solid. I feel like they match up pretty well.
I think they got
who
else you want them to add?
They still got DeAndre Jordan, don't they?
Yeah, but DeAndre Jordan kind of old now. Yeah. He's not the same DeAndre Jordan.
But they still got Karis LeVert. Still got the one dude. They got Jared Allen, and then who's the other one? Dinwiddie, Spencer Dinwiddie. They still got all of them.
Are they keeping Joe Harris? Do we
I don't know if they're keeping
Chopper
Joe
Harris.
Harris. I think they are.
that.
I don't think he's a free agent or anything. Nope.
They need that Joe Harris on.
Yeah, they need Joe Harris for sure.
That team is already a playoff team. So
Already a playoff team, definitely.
it's gonna be interesting. But the other team that I think y'all sleep on, and maybe this is just me, and I've already picked them to be a potential top 3 seed in the West.
Ooh.
It's gonna be the Lakers. It's gonna be the Warriors. I think it's gonna be Portland.
Can't give
I think that's a hot take
I
right
think
there.
it is a hot take. Absolutely, Portland is going to be a top 3 team in the West next season. I also got Dame potentially getting an MVP. He's gonna be an MVP hunt. So that's the other team that I could see contending. I think this year it was rough because Dame can only do so much.
True.
If they keep Melo, also this is pending on that. Hopefully they can. I would like to see Melo stay.
I like to see Melo stay.
If they can keep Melo and he can be, in shape Melo like he was this most recent last season, I think they can contend for it. Almost even a number 1 seed.
With this current team, you feel like that?
The current team, they got Nurkic, Melo, CJ. They got who you say Zach Collins is actually pretty good.
He's pretty good.
Anthony Simons is like a bucket.
Gary Trent Jr.
Stepped up in a bubble.
Mm-hmm.
That's 7 guys right there.
I mean, it's solid. I just don't think it's enough, and I don't think it's like consistent.
They got the size to compete with the Lakers.
Yeah, but
Hassan Whiteside's probably gone.
That's gonna be big.
Yeah.
They got the size to compete with the Lakers. That's all I'm gonna say.
Even if Whiteside is gone, you just got Nurkic, depending on who they replace him with.
They still got Zach Collins.
Zach Collins too small.
He might be too small, but
I think he's too small.
he might be too small. But that's the other thing that I feel like we didn't mention.
I got one team that we really got to mention.
Denver.
Yes, you already knew exactly. The Denver Nuggets have Michael Porter Jr. coming, and I wasn't a believer in Michael Porter Jr. until I seen Michael Porter Jr. This man is a walking bucket, and he was killing Kuz all series long.
I was just talking to the barbershop about that. He was killing Kuz.
But no, Jokic, Michael Porter Jr., and Jamal Murray, and Gary Harris, and they got what's the rookie that missed all the free throws, but he was all hustle. I can't remember his name. The Nuggets are just deep, and I got them actually being the number 3, maybe number 4. I got Mavericks number 3 next year.
It's gonna be West is always just
West
so
is
tough. It's always just so deep. Oh my god. But yeah, be on the lookout for that. And we also wanted to talk about some of the off-season moves. So just to go over some of the free agents for next season, you got Gordon Hayward, who's probably going to take a big pay cut this season. Paul Millsap, that might be interesting to see where he can go. Got DeMar DeRozan, Otto Porter, Anthony Davis is probably going to resign. Hassan Whiteside, Marc Gasol, I think is going overseas. Derek Favors, I think might be a good pickup for a team. So who do you guys, out of this list of people I just named, who do you think, or if you have somebody else, who do you think is a good, or might be a key free agent acquisition?
I actually feel like Andre Drummond is going to be big for somebody because of his rebounding ability. I would love to have him on the Lakers. We were supposed to have Boogie Cousins until he tore his ACL. I would love to take Andre Drummond to replace him. I don't think we'll be able to afford him and somebody like a Brad Beal, but if we can have one or the other, I'd be happy with either.
How much money y'all got? You think y'all got?
We got that cap space. Don't worry.
We got some money. we don't have a lot of. We just really got.
Well, y'all got it. Y'all gotta give AD. Y'all gotta give AD a max.
Got to.
So you only got room for 3 max players.
Yeah, I would take Andre Drummond or I would take Brad Beal.
Brad Beal is not a free agent.
We finna get that
We
trade
trade
for
him.
Kuz.
Kuz?
Yeah, we're gonna get that package.
I think it'd be Kuz and like Caruso or Kuz and KCP or something like that.
That's not enough to get Brad Beal.
We've seen trades worse than that.
That's not enough to get Brad Beal at all. Gordon Hayward. Nobody like Gordon Hayward.
I like Paul Millsap. I like Paul Millsap for the Celtics more than Gordon Hayward for the Celtics because that was really a problem with the Celtics. They was just getting bullied in the paint.
it just wasn't looking good for them versus the Heat, and they ain't had no answers at all. And if they can pick up a Paul Millsap or something, or even maybe the Andre Drummond pickup, they could.
Drummond would be nice for them.
But I don't know if they got enough cap for that though. So like, Paul Millsap would be a good pickup for him.
Andre Drummond would be really good for them.
Andre Drummond would be nice.
They do need Paul Millsap type because Paul Millsap won the Clippers series when he started beating up on
when he started talking stuff.
Yeah. Now, and that was the issue. He might. Celtics need a player like Paul Millsap. Dallas really needs a player like Paul Millsap. They got bullied in the playoffs by Marcus Morris, who's not really even a bully in the league. Like Paul Millsap is probably a little more known as being a bully. But shout out Mount, appreciate you. Bruce said Wall coming back, so he don't think Bill is going to want to leave.
Bill,
that's interesting.
Brad already said he don't want to leave.
Mm-hmm.
But they might have to make him leave.
Yeah,
they might have to trade him.
Yeah, I would think so.
I don't think if next year. The thing about that is Wall hasn't played in 7 seasons, so he's not gonna come back the same John Wall. Like I doubt it.
You gotta see.
So and even when he was John Wall, they still couldn't make it out the first round of playoffs.
They didn't have a real third option. I mean, that one year they had Paul Pierce, and another year we had Otto Porter Jr. One matchup I always wanted to see in the playoffs, me and my homeboys always talked about it. We wanted to see the Wizards against LeBron. Because whenever in the regular season, they went so hard against LeBron. I just I would love to have seen
LeBron is like, they like
playoffs.
LeBron's sons. It's like, he was just,
Everybody
regular season, he don't
Yeah, but
care.
after a certain point, your sons start wanting to try.
Yeah, but it was
Start
regular
swelling up a
season.
little
It was
bit.
regular season. He was just.
But isn't everybody in the East LeBron's son though? I could have sworn that that's what they called it. The LeBronto Raptors.
LeBronto.
They
Hey,
definitely.
hey, Kyle Lowry's definitely LeBron's son. Kyle Lowry grew up once LeBron went to the West.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you got a point there. Also, there was a couple major signings. No, was it just Tyronn Lue? He was only head coach. Was it somebody else? I thought it was
for the
somebody
Clippers.
else. Tyronn Lue goes to the Clippers. I think that's a good pickup. I think that's smart for them.
I like it.
It's
He's
not
a defensive-minded coach.
Yeah.
And they're known to, this last team was known as a defensive-minded team. I really feel like it depends on who they keep around. Because Paul George is like, let's have one more run at this. And they said everybody kind of like walked out on him.
Yeah. Paul George is bullish. His stock is down. Way down.
I'll take him.
Pandemic
You'll take?
P.
I'll take
On the
him.
Lakers?
Yes, I will take playoff P.
You taking Pandemic P?
Pandemic?
I'll take
Ain't no
pandemic P, playoff P.
You taking 7 points
I could not.
in the playoff game?
Yeah. We get it from people we got already. Why not?
Not somebody you paying $20 million a year.
Yeah, you still got the defensive side of it too, though. And then you never know. You just might catch fire like that.
Sounds a
Paul
little
George for
bit.
KCP. Let's
Sounds
make
like-
it happen.
You a KCP. Man, okay.
One more free agency. Jeff Teague. I like Jeff Teague on the free agency list. I don't know who's gonna pick him up, but that's a real good just point guard. If you need somebody to set you up a playmaker, Jeff Teague. Be on the lookout for who he signed with.
Yeah, Jeff Teague is decent. I can't believe he still plays for Atlanta though. That's crazy. The one I want to talk about, he was kind of in the news a little bit. Gallinari. Y'all know where he going, all right?
He wants
He
awards.
going to the boys, okay?
Okay.
Him and
Shooting
Dwight.
count.
We ain't saying nothing about Dwight. Dwight coming to the Warriors too.
If
Dwight
Dwight
definitely
leaves, I'd
resign
be
him.
okay with that. He did what he was supposed to do. He redeemed himself with the Lakers. He got his
Shout out
title
to
that we were
Dwight.
supposed to have back in 2013.
Yeah.
It's all good. We'll take it. Thank you, Dwight.
Yeah. So Dwight, go ahead, come to the Warriors, you know what I'm saying? Gonna cause them some trouble. Sorry, LeBron, because, actually LeBron is our son in the West when he's on this side.
Yeah, because of injuries and KD.
Exactly. Exactly, the Warriors' son. But yeah, that's all. I just wanted to speak on. Is there anything else that y'all was looking forward to during the offseason this year? Or we some trades we looking on?
Offseason is always crazy. I always look forward to the offseason.
What about Giannis?
Giannis talk. I'm just ready for Giannis to stay on the Bucks for one more year, and then I can pick up Giannis. I want to see Giannis on the Warriors for one reason and one reason only. I want him, yes, on the Warriors for one reason and one reason only. I want Giannis to get a jump shot, bro. He's not gonna get a jump shot in the Bucks. He's not gonna get a jump shot in Miami. He's not gonna get a jump shot anywhere but on Golden State. They got the camp ready for him. I already know it. And if they sign Giannis, that's going to be a big pickup for them. And it's going to be a nice little handoff from LeBron to Giannis. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know about that. Everybody keeps saying we're going to get Giannis. I'm just like, I don't really know. It's going to be a great fit, but I just don't know if that's going to happen. I can see him going to Miami, though. I think he might be going to Miami.
I can see Miami. If he go to the Warriors, I can't respect that. I'm sorry.
Why? Y'all got AD?
Yeah, LeBron and AD. That's it.
Okay, we got Steph, Clay, Draymond, and Giannis. What's wrong with that?
Giannis to the Warriors does not equal Durant to the Warriors.
It's not the same, but you still got a 2-time MVP going to join other MVPs on a team that is going to be great. Mm-hmm. And I don't care if he had the Space Jam ball. He ain't going to get a shot. He ain't getting the shot. I don't see it happening.
Okay. I just think he got to get over that hump and Golden State, you know what I'm saying? Get that ring in Golden State and then take his talents elsewhere to get him another ring with himself, build his own dynasty.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I guess it'll be interesting to see. I don't know if they're going to trade him. Do y'all think they should trade him?
I don't think they should. I mean, if you really think they're going to leave, then yeah, you should get some pieces back for him, but no, I wouldn't trade him. Okay.
I mean, I think they need to trade him. I think they need to. But we got some other, we still got to talk about the WNBA. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So we got it's their off season as well. This is the first time typically when the NBA is in off season, it's the WNBA season. So now they got a unified WNBA or unified off season. So the first thing that happened just recently, the Dallas Wings fired their head coach.
Yeah. His
last name was Agler or something. Was there anybody? I had a couple candidates, and I'm interested in this team because they have probably a young. They got Enrique Agumbawale, who
leading scorer
of the WNBA last season as a I think this was her second season.
Second year, I believe. Yeah.
Second season. And they also got Satu Sabali, who was the second overall pick in the most recent draft. A lot of people don't know about her simply because she was on the same Oregon team as Sabrina. Mm-hmm. So they got, I think this is an interesting signing, it's going to be interesting who they get. It's going to be important as far as them going to, in the future, going towards the future. Who do y'all got? Do y'all have any candidates that they might have?
I like to see Lisa Leslie. LA
Lisa
Lakers, LA Sports. So I like to see Lisa Leslie.
I see that. I see the connection. I think I would. This might be a stretch, even though I would like to see her coach in the NBA. First off, we needed a women coach head coach in the NBA. That's first off top.
I can see it happen. So
Becky Hammond with the Spurs. You brought her up earlier.
Yeah.
I think Becky Hammond might be a good candidate and a good WNBA head coach. Even though, again, I would love to see her get a head coaching job in the NBA. Mm-hmm. But if she can go down to Dallas, she's already in Texas. If she can go down to Dallas, coach the Wings. She was kind of a GOAT and a scorer back in her day, and now you have Enrique Agumbawale, who's similar as far as being a scorer, leading scorer in the WNBA. I think that would be a nice little connection if they were able to get Becky Hammond. But I like Lisa Leslie. She's not really in a coaching job right now, I don't think. So that would still be. I'm sure she can still coach.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Basketball.
I'm definitely sure.
And she would be great. Valden, do you have anybody you was thinking about?
No, not necessarily.
I kind of put you on the spot.
Yeah, I like the Lisa Leslie call up though, because most definitely transitioning from playing the game to coaching the game, it's not as easy as people would like to make it seem, but it's definitely a lot of players that the way they see the game, even off the court, they're gonna still have the same vision to be able to put something together.
Yeah, what Darius said, if Steve Nash can coach, and he's got experience as a player development with the Warriors, but he ain't never really coached an NBA team before in his life. So if he can do it, I'm sure Lisa Leslie can do it, and she would just be just fine.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting to see. Also, the other topic that I want to talk about with the WNBA is that their viewership this season was up 15%, which I think is pretty dope. And
That's
I think
a big jump.
that's definitely a big jump. And I think it has a lot to do with the support that they're getting from the NBA finally. Even though obviously the pay gap is still really wide, they're getting a lot of love from the WNBA, and I think that's got a lot to do with it. Hopefully we got more podcasts like us. We're just small. Start talking about it like we've been talking about it pretty consistently. So what was y'all thoughts on that? I mean, I might have just touched on it all, but
Yeah, you hit all the main points, I believe. Another thing, though, I feel like with the NBA and the WNBA running at the same time, with also pushing the social justice movements, I think all of that ties into it. So people are more tuned in. Like, all right, well, let's see what's going on. Like how they had the bullet holes in the shirt.
Yeah, that was
something like that. They might look to see, all right, what they're gonna do this game. How are they gonna speak out in some type of way?
Yep. Anything valid?
Oh, yeah, I can give. I just think that another thing about it is that at first people weren't watching them and they were just making all these like little jokes and stuff, like little jabs at them that's not really funny. And now they actually watching them, and these women are balling. Like they straight up getting money. They pulling threes. They hitting crossover moves. They running set offensive plays. They playing defense. Like, now that you actually watching them actually play basketball, you can actually see they can play basketball. They're getting paid for a reason. And
Absolutely.
I think that also goes into it too.
We've been stressing that all season. If you actually sit down and watch a WNBA basketball game, you will be entertained. Guaranteed. If you like basketball, if you're just a basketball head, you're going to be entertained. The last topic that I had was I don't know if you guys seen it. Well, I think if you're on social media, you're probably seeing it just because people retweet and stuff goes around. But Cathy Pondexter, WNBA legend, was when I initially saw it, she had gone missing. And I was like, okay, I hope they find her. Come to find out, she was in jail for, what'd you say?
I believe it was battery.
Yeah. Yep, she was in jail for battery. Okay. She was in jail for battery. And, but I guess when they released her and didn't let anybody know where she was at. And she was like, so she was in jail and then they released her, but didn't let anybody know. And they put her in jail under Jane Doe. So there was no way for anybody to know that she was in jail and what she was in jail for. And then she comes out. So it's kind of still a pending situation. Don't nobody really know what's going on because I just looked it up and it's still the same story they had up a week ago.
Yeah, all I know, I look on Twitter, all I see is Cathy Pondexter missing. Like, she left her, like, her phone and her wallet or something. It was like, what?
It's a tough situation.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's all I had for the WNBA. But I do want to quickly get into some predictions for next season. I kind of already gave some, so I'm going to let you guys have the floor on this one. We're talking about the NBA. What are some, do you guys have any hot takes? This is like a way too early predictions that you have for next season. What do you want to see next season?
I want to see more of Bol. I really like Bol. I would love to see more Bol with the Nuggets. I think, I don't know what it was this year in the playoffs why they didn't play him, but I would like to see more of Bol. I think he's going to...
He wasn't ready. That's like playing Tyler Hero in the playoffs.
Tyler Hero was ready.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. He was ready. But come finals time, he really wasn't ready. You could tell he wasn't ready. Defensively.
He wasn't scared. I would definitely give him that. He definitely wasn't scared.
Yeah, Bol, he wasn't close to what Tyler Hero was out there.
Maybe
he really wasn't ready.
He might have to go through some type of like Joel Embiid kind of phase where a couple years it took him to like really bulk up after he came out of Kansas and then just came out killing everybody.
That's true.
I think that might happen.
That's interesting. I did not expect anybody to mention Bol.
Yeah, I'm really.
It'll be interesting to see how his career plays out. And you didn't mention him when you brought up the
Nuggets.
Nuggets.
I forgot about Bol. Yeah. For me, my hot takes. I got 3 young teams to watch out for: the Pelicans, the Suns, and the Memphis Grizzlies. 1, maybe 2, maybe all 3 of them got a chance to make the playoffs next year. They are young, they hungry, and they got the experience to ball out. The Pelicans definitely got to keep J.J. Redick, though. But other than that, Nothing really. I want to see the Celtics do better. Jaylen Brown gotta be more active out here.
Jaylen Brown does have to be better. Like, he should really average at least. He could honestly average 25.
Yeah,
he can average 25. It's just like he's very inconsistent. He can hit that spot up 3 from the corner. But other than that, it's like very inconsistent. He don't really. It seems like he almost doesn't want to dominate the way he probably could. Because if he's more of an attacking player, he's typically when he attacks, he does really well. It always seems like when he's kind of a little more modest and tries to let Jason Tatum control the game, he doesn't do very well.
Do you think that could be a little bit of coaching throwing him out of rhythm though? Where he has to give up some of his touches?
I don't really think it's coaching. I really just think it's Jaylen Brown mentality of it. He see Jason Tatum, he see Kemba Walker. He like everybody talking about these two. I'm gonna let them shine. And then when it's time for them to not, when Jason Tatum and Kemba Walker not stepping up, Jaylen Brown takes that opportunity to step up and show, yeah, I'm still this guy. He go get rebounds, he go get assists, he go get that extra hustle, and he does that. If he just do it on a consistent basis, people will start talking about Jaylen Brown like they talk about Tatum, and like Tatum and Jaylen Brown really should be the 2 best players on the Celtics, but Kemba Walker's still there. So
is that going to work though? Are we getting to the point where Jaylen Brown potentially needs to go to a different team and kind of be more of the main guy? I would love to see. I want him to. I want it to work in Boston, but I think he's good enough to be a A or B guy on any other team in this league.
He can definitely be a B guy. I can't see him as an A guy. And I'd honestly like for him to stay in Boston as well. Like we talked about earlier, if they get a little bit more size, I think they can be a legit threat again.
Yeah, and then what was the? Okay. So the other thing that I wanted to talk about was the Nets jerseys. Did you guys see the jerseys?
I didn't see the Nets jersey. I saw the Hawks jerseys.
Oh, I did see those jerseys. I don't remember them though because it was on Twitter. They was like, who could beat these two? And they had Durant and Kyrie on there. Yeah. I didn't see the jersey though because
pull up the jerseys and see if you can show up to them. Okay, it's gonna take a little bit. There they go.
A little cream.
I think they're kind of cute.
They remind me of the old school Cavs jerseys in a way.
Old school Cavs jerseys?
Yeah, with more price.
I mean, these are old school Nets jerseys. These are throwback Nets jerseys. You don't remember when Nets they had it wasn't the cream. They had the solid blue. Did it have the cream? Oh, okay. Well, they did have the cream. I just remember the
that's
solid.
That's before me. I can't lie.
Powder blue.
I can't remember though.
I'm a big fan of being a Cardinals fan. I love the powder blue. Anything.
I do like the powder blue.
Yeah.
I'm a North Carolina fan, so I can understand it.
Okay. Sure.
Shout out to Danny Green. You got a ring. Listen, I got your back. We all attacked you, but I got your back.
Danny Green, he got 3 rings.
Yeah.
He's
three different teams.
Yeah, 3 different.
I had Danny Green back too. They said he had injuries. I'm a believer that he had injuries, and that's the reason he wasn't making shots. He was still playing grade A defense, and that's why I got less hate for Danny Green than I do for Kyle Kuzma, because Kyle Kuzma wasn't giving me defense or offense.
Do you believe that? Don't you guys feel like that there's always injuries that come out after the series is over? Like, come on.
Yeah.
How many times LeBron end up being hurt after the series?
You don't think he punched the chalkboard in 2018, bro?
No, he did. I'm saying he did. But, I mean, hey, what happened in 2011? 8 points in the NBA Finals game? Was he hurt then?
No, it was no excuses in 2011. We ain't got to bring up 2011, though. But it was no excuses in 2011.
It's tough.
As a LeBron fan.
We can bring up 2014, and Danny Green set that record on y'all.
Hey,
eight threes in one game. The finals game.
Y'all focusing on the wrong thing. We focusing on 2020. We focusing on 2016. You got to focus on the good for LeBron, all right? Don't focus on D-Wade being hurt in 2014, man. That's what you're worried about. I'm not worried about how many threes he had.
Let's not bring up the GOAT. Don't bring up the GOAT.
D-Wade?
Unless we're going to talk, positive.
D-Wade your GOAT?
Absolutely.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
He cold, for sure.
D-Wade is solidified number 3 shooting guard of all time.
Yes, 100%.
No debating.
So you can't say D-Wade without saying Kobe.
Number 2?
I'm just playing.
I was going to get to something else.
I think I kind of want to go back because y'all just made me think of, y'all didn't give y'all a take on LeBron all-time player list.
Oh.
What's the take? I want to hear what he got to say. I want to hear what you guys
You want me to go first?
You go first.
Because if I go first, that's what LeBron is too. First, you know what I'm saying? Best of all time.
You think
LeBron is the number 1 all-time player?
I do believe of all time, LeBron is the best basketball player. Now, I give people the Jordan got a better Career, technically, he got 6-0 in the finals. LeBron got 4-6 in the finals. Like, there's a career thing that you can put there. But as playing the game of basketball, LeBron can do it all. He can pass, he can shoot, he can dunk, he can run, he can play defense, he can see the floor better than anybody in NBA history has ever seen the floor. The closest that you can give it is Magic Johnson, how you was talking about Magic.
Size-wise, yeah.
Yeah. They can see the floor like LeBron can see the floor with Magic Johnson. LeBron can literally give you anything and everything that you need on the court, and that's why he's the best player of all time to me.
I'm going to say this. Before they won the championship, well, when they win, what was that? Sunday? Lakers.
Yeah, Sunday.
Sunday. Before then, I would have said absolutely not. But for whatever reason, after they won it, a part of me was like, man.
What are you about to say?
Is if he's, obviously, I think for sure he's number 2. For sure. I'm sorry if you're a Kobe lover. Kobe's not number 2. I'm sorry. For sure he's number 2, but he's really closer than what people like to think to Jordan. Mm-hmm. He's close to Jordan. I can't. It's just so. The only thing you can say with Jordan, literally the only thing you can say with Michael Jordan is 6-0.
That for me, no.
And a lot of times I push people over the hump. It's like, yeah, 6-0. You can't do that. You can't do anything about that. You can't put him over that.
With me, if we took the rings out, we just looked at like straight numbers. One thing I feel like a lot of people get lost at with looking at LeBron versus Jordan, look at the amount of years and the amount of minutes that Jordan did versus where LeBron is. Look at the injuries Jordan had. Look at him retiring and come back. Look at all of that stuff and all that he accomplished versus what LeBron has done in his, 17 years?
Yeah. But I think that's, in my opinion, that speaks more to him being a better player. Even I get what you're saying, like average-wise, he's got better averages because he was able to do a lot.
To 13 years that
small
Jordan played versus LeBron.
But a lot of people say the best skill in any sport is availability.
That is 100% true.
So I think the fact that he was in, I think honestly that's the thing that pushes it, that makes it so close, is the fact that he's able to be dominant.
That is definitely one thing that helps him out.
For 17 years, and he just won a championship as the best player on his team on his 17th year in the league. I think that, for me, that makes it, that's the even tighter, makes it even a tighter race for me.
And I do understand the Jordan people, how he got, like, Michael Jordan, what he did in that 6 rings in 8 years. That's crazy. And it's really 6 rings in 7 years. 6.5. 6.5. Like, that's crazy to think that somebody could actually do that. But then you got to also look around, like, the team that he had around him and how he was able to elevate. Like, he did elevate them up, but the team that he had around him was insane. LeBron was playing with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Like, like, when you say Cleveland Cavaliers, you don't think champions. You don't think this great organization. You think, wow, they really picked Anthony Bennett, number 1.
Yeah, I always said the only thing.
LeBron wasn't there for that.
The greatest thing that's ever happened
to the Cleveland. Kyrie too, though.
Greatest thing that's ever happened to Cleveland was LeBron James, and I'm not just talking about the team. I'm talking about the whole city.
This is my argument also with that though. 2017, I believe that was a 60-win team. Mm-hmm. A lot of times LeBron didn't even play the fourth quarter because they were blowing people out. Number 1 seed in the East. Mm-hmm. So you got to give them some type of credit. No, they are not on the level of a Bulls team that Jordan had, that 2017. But every other team that he's been to the finals with, other than 2015 when Kyrie and K-Love got hurt, he doesn't have an excuse for me. Because those were more talented teams than Jordan and the Bulls. He didn't have a strong supporting cast as he did all the other years.
Okay. Yeah.
But that's still a 60-win team, number 1 seed in the East.
I don't. That doesn't
mean that means a lot for me.
No, the Bucks
because they trashed.
The Bucks had 60 wins this year. So you see what a 60-win team can do.
Yeah, we see what.
And how many Budenholzer teams have gotten number 1 seed, and none of them made it past the second round.
Didn't he coach the Hawks too? And they did.
They had like 60 wins.
Ran into
LeBron. Yeah. So
I mean, some similarities like that.
I get you on the rest of them. He doesn't really.
Jordan shut a lot of people down. LeBron has shut a lot of people down too from getting to the finals.
I also want to put out there that 2 of those times he went to the finals was 2017 and 2018. With Durant on the team that Durant should not have been a part of.
Yeah, I give you that. Even though it's just the way the cookie crumbles. Just the way
That's
the
true.
game crumbles. There was one last thing. Oh, Kobe. Is Kobe? Who you didn't give your list? 1, 2, 3. Is Kobe?
It's tough.
You got Kobe above LeBron? Yes or no?
Career wise, yes. All around wise, no.
I don't even know what that means.
Because I mean, if you like just break down career numbers and like even if we go back to the finals, Kobe been to 7 finals, won 5.
Okay.
LeBron went to 10 and has won 4. Like stuff like career number wise, I got Kobe over LeBron. But if we just look like total landscape, everything,
All-time player
all
list.
around. I got Jordan 1.
Okay.
Just straight players, LeBron to be 2, Kobe 3.
Okay. All right. That's all I wanted to get out of you.
Hey, I'm gonna need y'all
It's
to stop.
fair. I just want to make sure you're gonna be fair and not be crazy on my show.
I'm gonna be fair. I'm gonna be honest.
I need y'all to stop sleeping on Kareem too, though. No disrespect.
No
No,
disrespect to
that's
none of the
for the
OGs
team.
for sure. We always
6 rings.
And that was just a quick. That was just a quick list. That's not the 100%. Your top 3 because I don't think we're not gonna go there. Time for Petty Betty of the week. Okay. Petty Betty of the week this week is me. I'm Petty Betty because of what I've done with this entire show. I got the host Justo to my left, to your right maybe. And I changed the whole show to straight talk with Fella and Justo. So this is me being petty to my obvious co-host Rev Ro, who's not here today. Had a wedding to attend. So I'm gonna send this. I don't know if he was able to watch this, but I'm gonna send it to him for sure. Make sure he know what happened and how. If he want to try to put me and start his own show, shoot, you gonna learn today. So yeah, that's Petty Betty. I'm Petty Betty of the week. Going to the last segment, we got speaking or shouting. Would you like to go first?
I'll go first.
So are you speaking or shouting?
I'm shouting. The Lakers are champs again. It's been 10 long years, but we back on top.
Okay.
I'm shouting.
That's all you gotta say. You don't want to say nothing else? You got the
R.I.P.
floor.
Kobe. R.I.P. Kobe. We repeat next year.
Absolutely. Okay, you gonna sneak that in the last making of the show. Alright. Okay. I'm gonna let you have that. So I will be I don't really know. I guess I'm speaking to my Warriors Nation, Dub Nation. Let's go. It's time to put in some work with this 2nd overall draft pick. Don't sleep on us. I don't know what we're gonna do with it. They say they're not gonna I didn't heard a million things. One time they say they're gonna get Melo, then they say they're not gonna get Melo for sure. Then they say they're gonna get James Wiseman. Then I just saw today they definitely not drafting a center with the 2nd overall pick. I would like to see them maybe trade down and get a couple of pieces, a couple of draft picks in this draft, even though this draft is just not that deep.
No.
So it might just be even better to just get like a James Wiseman, even though I would like to see James Wiseman, even though I guess they're not really
You
high.
can draft him and trade him.
They could do that, or they can trade the draft pick and get Giannis, even though I don't want Giannis. I would prefer, of all the players in the NBA right now, I would prefer Ben Simmons. I feel like Ben
Warriors?
Simmons.
On the Warriors?
On the Warriors, yeah.
How's that work?
I am very
Excuse me?
curious about that. Like, how
Why?
is that going to work? Because he can't shoot.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't need to shoot. We got plenty of shooters.
Okay, but
So
that's...
What do you do with LeBron on the team, who's not the greatest shooter? I'm not
He'll
saying
still
LeBron
pull it,
not
though.
I'm not saying okay. I guess I'll give you that. But what do you do? What do you surround him with?
You
Even though he's not
surround
the
him with
greatest
shooters, but you got to be able to... They're going to focus in more because they know they don't have to guard him until he starts slashing.
Okay, yeah,
I feel like
that's what he's gonna do.
Because I feel like when he
when
sets
he
a screen,
starts slashing, what he's gonna draw? A double team. So once you draw a double team,
I
if
don't
he can
think he'll
find
draw a double team with everybody else out there.
you don't think he draws a double team? Then he's just
Not-
gonna slash
not-
you to death.
Not on the Warriors.
He gonna slash you to death. Then you can't stop him going to the bucket.
He stops himself from going to the bucket. He doesn't stay aggressive. Ben Simmons
I
can
want
be
Ben
great.
Simmons.
Don't
I
get
don't
me
want-
wrong, but I don't feel like he stays aggressive.
Of all of between Giannis, Ben Simmons, and who was the one you just named? Who was you just talking about? Was it just Giannis and Ben Simmons?
Yeah.
Oh, I think we talked about Joel Embiid. I'm sorry. Between those three, I want Ben Simmons out of all those three.
So what you gonna do with Draymond if you got Ben Simmons? Because
That's the thing. I love Draymond, but
are you trying to ship Draymond? You trying to ship? You trying to?
No,
ship
I think they might have to ship Draymond.
They can't. Lose
I would love to
Draymond.
see. I would prefer them not to ship him, but I would also like Ben Simmons on the team. And see, Leslie says he would actually work. And I agree. I think he would 100% work. He pass first guard. Steph Curry is 100% better when he's not on the ball. A lot of people don't know that. 100% better. Because when he's off the ball, he's running through he's going to run your team to death. And he's going to catch and shoot. He's a much better shooter catch and shoot. Even though he can still pull up. Yeah. He's 10 times better when he's catching and shooting. If he's catching off a screen, you're going to have issues. And that's why the Warriors were always so good when we had Sean Livingston. We had Jared Jack for a little bit. We had Nate Robinson for a little bit. Whenever we had these other guards, they would be on the floor. And he would be running around, both of them, Clay and Steph, running them to death. And then that's just like two players you have to guard, and they're setting all these screens. I think a pass first point guard would be crazy. And then, like you say, Giannis can't really shoot threes either.
Yeah, I'm trapping off them screens. Well, not Giannis. Giannis is more aggressive player. He's more of a problem with the slashing. Ben Simmons will look for a pass again, like we were already saying. He's a pass first.
I think they need a
I would trap off of Ben Simmons screen with Steph or Clay coming off.
I don't know, man.
And force Ben Simmons to make a real play, put him in a position where he has to score.
I think he can, man. He is score.
I definitely think he can. He just doesn't want to. It seems like.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I'm speaking to the Warriors. I'm not speaking to Sheldon. I'm very intrigued on what we're going to do with this second overall pick. I can't wait to the draft.
I'm intrigued too.
So we'll see. Val, did you want to
go? I could. I'm just gonna be speaking.
Are you speaking to Sheldon? Go ahead.
I'm gonna just speak to the NBA as a whole. I'm loving. I'm gonna actually shout that. I'm gonna shout that. I love what the NBA and the WNBA has done as far as activism and speaking out in these little bubbles that we've had, and I'm shouting that. Keep it up.
All right, appreciate you. We want to definitely thank you, Valden, for coming on to the show. You hung out with us. You did an awesome job. I'm serious. So appreciate you coming out. Again, Leslie said Ben can also play defense. I'm going back to my point. Ben, he can also play defense. He can play defense, and we can use him more defense. I will say this. I would like to see him if we can keep Draymond. I think we need to keep Draymond, and I think he's a possibility. If we can keep Draymond, I would like to see Ben Simmons. But that is all we have for the show. Appreciate you guys rocking with us. Straight Talk Podcast. Like us on Facebook. Well, no, don't like us on Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's what everybody we need you to do. Subscribe on YouTube channel. We want to get some subscribers up in here, and then it'll notify you. You can watch us on YouTube. It's a little bit cleaner, and I won't have to stream to Facebook anymore. So please do that. Appreciate you guys. Love y'all.